Have you ever pondered the enigma that is time? What is it exactly? Time is a fundamental part of our lives, dictating our schedules, structuring our days, and keeping the world in sync. Yet, when we attempt to define it, to pin it down, it seems to slip through our fingers, remaining an elusive concept that has puzzled philosophers for centuries. From the ticking of a clock to the setting of the sun, we see and feel time everywhere. But its true nature remains a mystery. We live it, we measure it, yet we can't hold it or see it. It's a concept so integral, so woven into the fabric of existence, yet so incredibly enigmatic. This paradox, this riddle that is time, has been the subject of philosophical debate and inquiry from the times of the ancient Greeks to our modern day. From Heraclitus to Augustine to Bergson, philosophers have offered varied perspectives on this complex concept. Let's delve into some of these interpretations. The ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice." To truly grasp the depth of this statement, we must dive into the waters of Heraclitus's philosophy of constant change, often symbolized as a flowing river. This river, according to Heraclitus, is an embodiment of time, continually moving and shifting. Imagine standing on the bank of a river, watching the water flow past. You plunge your hand into the cool, rushing current, and when you pull it out, the water you touched is gone, replaced by new water, new experiences. This, Heraclitus proposes, is the essence of time. Just as the river's water never remains static, time is always in flux, perpetually moving forward. You cannot touch the same water twice, and similarly, you cannot experience the same moment twice. Each second that ticks by is unique, never to be replicated. This is the relentless, unyielding march of time. Heraclitus's river of time theory also implies that change is the only constant. As the river's water changes with every passing moment, so does our existence. The world around us, our thoughts, our bodies, everything is in a state of continuous change, driven by the ceaseless flow of time. This philosophy encourages us to embrace change rather than resist it, to accept the transient nature of reality. It reminds us that each moment is fleeting, ephemeral, and thus precious. We should savor our experiences, for they are as transient as a droplet of water in the river of time. In the grand tapestry of existence, Heraclitus's river of time serves as a poignant metaphor for the impermanence of life and the ceaseless flow of time. It's a concept that challenges our understanding and perception of reality, pushing us to appreciate the beauty of the present moment and the relentless progression of time. For Heraclitus, time is a river constantly flowing, never the same. Fast forward to the 4th century, and we meet Augustine of Hippo, who pondered deeply about the past, present, and future. Augustine, a renowned philosopher and theologian, had a unique perspective on time. He didn't view time as a physical entity, something tangible or measurable. Instead, he saw time as a mental construct, a creation of the human mind. It was not about the ticking of the clock or the turning of the calendar pages. Rather, it was about our perception and cognition. Imagine time as a river, but instead of water, it's filled with our thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Augustine broke down this river into 3 distinct yet interconnected streams: the past, the present, and the future. The past is memory. It's a recollection of events and experiences that have happened. It is not a place we can visit, but a mental space we can reminisce about. It's like a faded photograph, a snapshot of a moment that once was. The present, according to Augustine, is attention. It's the here and now, the moment we're living in. It's not a point on a timeline, but rather it's a state of mindfulness. It's the act of experiencing, feeling, and engaging with the world around us. It's the moment where the past and the future converge. And then there's the future, which is expectation. The future is not a destination waiting for us at the end of a journey. It's an anticipation, a projection of our hopes, fears, and dreams. It's a realm of possibilities not yet realized, but always within reach. These 3 streams, memory, attention, and expectation, flow together in the river of time. They intersect, overlap, and influence each other. They shape our perception of time, giving it depth and dimension. For Augustine, time exists only in our minds, a constant dance between memory, attention, and expectation. Time is not something we pass through. It's something we create, experience and navigate. It's a mental landscape, as fluid and changing as the thoughts and feelings that inhabit it. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Henri Bergson proposed a new understanding of time. This French philosopher, with his innovative ideas, challenged traditional views on the nature of time. He brought forth the theory of duration, a concept that saw time not as a series of discrete moments, but as a continuous flow. Bergson's theory of duration is a deep dive into the inherent nature of time as we perceive it. He argues that time is not merely a succession of moments like beads on a string that can be counted and measured. Rather, he sees time as a continuous and indivisible flow, similar to the seamless transition from one musical note to another. It's like a melody, where each note resonates with the ones before it and anticipates the ones to follow. In Bergson's view, this flow of time, this duration, cannot be adequately captured by the mechanical ticking of a clock or the flipping of calendar pages. It cannot be divided into neat little chunks of seconds, minutes, or hours. This, he believed, is the fundamental mistake that we make when we try to understand time. We try to quantify it, to cage it within numbers and measurements, but time, in its true essence, refuses to be bound. What Bergson suggests is that we can only truly grasp the nature of time through our intuitive experience of it. It's in the way we feel an hour-long conversation with a loved one whiz by in an instant, or how a single moment of pain can seem to stretch into an eternity. It's in these subjective experiences that we encounter time as a dynamic and continuous flow. So what does this mean for us? Well, according to Bergson, it means that our experience of time is not just a passive observation of ticking clocks and turning calendar pages. It's an active engagement with the unfolding moments of our lives. It's an intimate dance with the ebb and flow of existence itself. Bergson invites us to experience time as a continuous flow, unbroken by the ticking of a clock. So, what is time? A river? A mental construct? A continuous flow? As we've journeyed through the philosophical landscapes, we've encountered different interpretations of this elusive concept. Heraclitus, with his vision of a world in constant flux, likened time to a river, always moving, always changing. Meanwhile, Augustine invited us to explore the three tenses of time, reminding us that our understanding of past, present and future is largely a mental construct. And let's not forget Bergson's theory of duration, which suggests that time is not a series of discrete moments, but a continuous flow. Each philosopher challenges us to reconsider our own understanding of time. They invite us to recognize that time is not merely a commodity to be spent or saved, but a dynamic, living thing that shapes our existence. As you move through the river of your own life, remember, time is not just ticking away. It's an experience, a perception, a continuous flow that shapes our existence.